Hi there, I'm the Declutter Homemaker. I truly believe that living simply isn't about storage bins or shelving systems. It's about small shifts that help you breathe easier every single day. I used to think I needed to have it all, enough stuff, enough space, enough backup plans. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized a lot of what I thought I needed was just taking up space in my home and in my mind. Lately, I've been coming back to one simple but honest question. Am I still using this? So if you're also looking for a way to feel less overwhelmed at home without spending every weekend decluttering, this video is for you. These are 8 everyday things we often hold on to without realizing they're weighing us down. Letting go of them might be exactly what opens up both your space and your head. Let's get into it. Let's start with something most of us have: items we've kept simply because we thought maybe I'll need this someday. It might be a dress you hope will fit again, a juicer you swore you'd use every morning, a book you bought for when life slows down. But the days pass and those things just sit there taking up space and quietly reminding you of what you haven't done. You don't need to toss everything out, but here's one gentle shift. Ask yourself, have I used this at all in the last 6 months? If not, move it out of sight. Into a storage box, a giveaway pile, or just somewhere it's not staring at you every morning. I once held onto a silk dress I wore to a close friend's wedding. It was lovely, and I told myself I'd wear it again. But year after year, I didn't. And instead of feeling inspired, I felt stuck. That dress became a version of me I had to keep confronting. When I finally folded it up and gave it away, it felt like breathing room, like I had made space to show up as who I am now, not who I used to be. Letting go of things you no longer use isn't wasteful. It's a way of saying, I'm ready to live more fully in the present, not in the maybe someday. But if you've ever felt like these small edits still aren't enough, like part of you just wants to wipe the slate clean and clear everything, then tomorrow's video is for you. It's the honest look at what it really feels like to let go of a whole home's worth of stuff, not in theory, but in motion. No fancy bins, no perfect plans, just the raw, real process of clearing space to finally breathe again. You won't want to miss that one. And once you start feeling that relief, you'll begin to notice something else: just how many duplicates you've quietly accumulated, especially in the kitchen. That's where we're headed next. Next, let's talk about something sneaky, things you didn't even realize you had too many of. There was a time when I thought having 3 ladles, 4 spatulas, and a drawer full of mismatched serving spoons made me more prepared. In reality, it just made me more frustrated. The drawer was always stuffed. Things got tangled. I'd reach for 1 spatula and 3 would fall sideways. The truth, I only ever use the same 1 or 2, the ones that feel right in my hand, that are easy to wash and always within reach. Here's a small shift that changes everything. Take all your utensils out at once. Line them up. Notice what you've actually reached for in the past week and be honest about what hasn't moved in months. Chances are there's a silent layer of just-in-case utensils that never get used. I remember doing this with our kitchen one afternoon. I laid everything on the counter, every whisk tong, slotted spoon, and instantly realized I didn't even remember owning half of them. It wasn't about decluttering perfectly. It was about finally being able to open the drawer and feel calm instead of annoyed. When you reduce the extras, you don't just save space, you save decision energy. And in a busy life, that might be the most valuable space of all. And speaking of things that multiply quietly, let's head into a different area of the house where duplicate items often come in pretty packaging and stay far longer than we ever intended. Now let's move into a place many of us overlook: the drawer full of things we bought on impulse just to try. There was a time when I believed that the right skincare routine would fix everything: my stress, my tired face, my sense of control. So I bought a serum because it had a nice bottle, a cream because someone on YouTube swore by it, a lipstick I wasn't even sure I liked, and I kept them because they weren't bad, just not right for me. But every time I opened that drawer, I felt more overwhelmed, more unsure, more like I had to use it up to justify the space it was taking. Here's what helped. I created a tiny tray, just one, with only the products I actually reach for daily. Not should use not might work if I try again. Just the ones that fit me now. Everything else went in a box labeled not for now. If I didn't miss it after a month, it didn't come back. And let me tell you, even though I technically had less, I suddenly felt more put together. Like, my morning wasn't a scavenger hunt through half-used jars and colors that didn't suit me. Keeping every product you've ever bought doesn't make you more prepared. It just makes the decision harder every single day. And in this season of life, simpler mornings are the kindest thing you can give yourself. From here, let's shift from drawers to shelves, because there's one category that seems harmless but builds up quietly until it takes over more space than we ever imagined. Let's talk about shelves now, especially the ones filled with just-in-case items we forgot we had. There was a time when I thought the smart thing to do was buy everything in 2's extra soap backup deodorant, 3 bottles of the same cleaner. Because what if we ran out? What if I forgot? What if I needed it when the store was closed? But here's what actually happened. I forgot what I already had. I'd buy more anyway. My cabinets filled up with duplicates, and somehow I still couldn't find what I needed. What helped was a simple reset. I pulled everything out from one shelf, just one, and made a quick use this week versus haven't touched pile. Then I gave each category a limit. For example, 2 backups for daily items like shampoo, 0 backups for things I hadn't used in over a month. I remember opening our bathroom shelf and finding 3 half-used hand creams, a random travel-size mouthwash, and a duplicate of the same bottle of all-purpose cleaner I already had in the kitchen. Not because I needed them, but because they got buried and forgotten. It's not about being minimalist. It's about being able to see what you have and stop rebuying what you don't need. Next, we're heading into a softer space, one that's not about function, but memory. And sometimes it's the hardest to sort through. Now we move into a different kind of clutter, the kind that doesn't just take up space, but quietly carries pressure with it. There was a time when I believed that if I kept a journal long enough, I'd eventually finish it. Or that I should finish the parenting book I started last year because it was good for me. So I held on to those half-used notebooks, those half-read books, those half-done courses. Because part of me felt like letting them go meant giving up. But the truth, every time I saw them, I felt a little more behind. Here's a gentle reset that helped me choose just one unfinished thing you truly still want to come back to, and let yourself release the rest. Not because they're worthless, but because your time, energy, and attention are limited and you deserve to use them on things that matter now. I had a language workbook I'd started during the pandemic. It had tabs and notes and highlighters all over it, but I hadn't touched it in over a year. One evening, I looked at it and thought, if I haven't missed it in 12 months, maybe I'm allowed to stop. I closed it gently, thanked it, and put it in the donation box. And just like that, my shelf looked clearer, and so did my mind. You don't need to finish everything you once started. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is give yourself permission to move on. And from here, we'll talk about something that feels small but builds up faster than we realize, especially when it comes in pretty colors and tiny packages. Let's move into something that seems harmless until you realize it's quietly taking over your cabinets. There was a time when I thought cute mugs didn't count as clutter. They were fun, they had personality, they made me smile in the store. So I bought one, then another, then a tumbler that came with a straw, then a glass because it was on sale. And before I knew it, my cabinet was a noisy mix of shapes and colors, most of which I never actually used. Here's what changed everything. I picked the 2 or 3 cups I reached for every single week and let those be my daily set. The ones that felt good in my hand fit in the dishwasher and matched the way I drink my coffee or tea. Everything else, it either went into deep storage if truly loved or was given to someone who actually needed more. One day I opened the cabinet and realized I had 5 mugs, but I only ever used the same beige one with a chipped handle. Not because it was perfect, but because it was mine. Familiar. Easy to hold. And in that moment, I understood I didn't need variety. I needed clarity. When you simplify your shelves, you're not limiting joy, you're creating ease. And in a busy kitchen, easy wins every time. Up next, we'll head to the bedroom in one category of clutter that hides behind good intentions but rarely gets worn. Now, let's talk about the bedroom specifically, that one drawer full of clothes we say we'll wear, but never really do. There was a time when I thought any stretched out t-shirt or faded pair of shorts could be good enough for around the house. So instead of letting them go, I moved them into the pajamas or loungewear pile. One shirt became 5, then 10. Soon the drawer wouldn't even close, and yet I still wore the same 2 sets over and over again. The fix wasn't dramatic. I emptied the drawer completely and made myself pick only the pieces I actually wanted to wear, the ones that felt soft, fit well, and made me feel like myself. Not because they were fancy, but because they were familiar in the right way. The rest gone. One of those was a college t-shirt full of holes, neck all stretched but full of memories. I kept it for years thinking it's just for sleeping, but truthfully, I never reached for it. It didn't feel good anymore. And when I finally let it go, I didn't miss it. I just felt relief. Like I had space again and permission to stop settling for just enough. Letting go of old clothes isn't about being stylish. It's about creating a drawer that supports your real life, not one that guilts you every time you open it. And finally, we're moving to one last category, small, decorative, and surprisingly heavy when there's too much of it. Let's end with something small but deceptively powerful, home decor that doesn't really have a place to live. There was a time when I believed that a beautiful home meant always adding more, a new vase, a candle holder, a print I saw on sale. If it matched the colors I liked or the mood I was going for, I'd bring it home thinking I'd find a spot for it later. But later never came. And slowly, those lovely little things turned into clutter. Not because they weren't pretty, but because they didn't have a purpose or a place. What helped was changing the question from, do I like this, to do I know exactly where this goes? If I didn't, it meant I wasn't ready for it, no matter how nice it looked in the store. Now I keep a simple rule: if I don't have a clear spot for it right now, I don't buy it. And for the pieces already in my home, if they've been sitting on the floor or hiding in a cabinet for more than a month, they go. A few months ago, I found a ceramic planter I'd bought because it felt like my style. But it had been sitting behind the TV for ages, waiting for the perfect plant that never came. One day, I finally admitted I don't need more potential. I need peace. And letting it go felt like choosing stillness over someday. A calm home isn't created by filling every corner. It's created by knowing when to stop. Let's talk about something tender gifts that weren't quite right, but you've kept out of guilt. There was a time when I felt like letting go of a gift meant letting go of the person. A scarf I never wore, a wall sign that didn't match my home, a kitchen gadget I never touched. So I kept them tucked into drawers or pushed to the back of shelves, even though they never truly fit my life. What helped shift this for me was remembering something simple. A gift is a moment, not a life sentence. The love is in the giving, not the keeping. If an item doesn't serve you, that doesn't mean the gesture wasn't kind. It just means its purpose is complete. I once held onto a book a friend gave me because she thought I'd love it, but I didn't. I felt bad every time I saw it, like I owed her something. Eventually, I gave it away, and you know what? It went to someone who actually wanted to read it. That felt like the best kind of full circle. When you let go of gifts that don't fit your life, you're not being ungrateful. You're making space to fully appreciate the ones that do. Finally, let's talk about hobbies, especially the ones you were once excited about but haven't touched in years. Maybe it's scrapbooking paper, knitting needles, watercolor paints, or fabric. You meant to turn into something beautiful. These things represent our creativity, but they can also become quiet burdens when they just sit there unused, whispering, "Why aren't you doing more?" I used to keep a box of calligraphy supplies from a weekend workshop I took years ago. Every time I opened the closet, it reminded me of a version of myself I thought I should be: artistic, productive, endlessly inspired. But that box hadn't been opened in ages. Letting it go didn't mean I wasn't creative. It just meant I had changed, and that's okay. Here's a simple way to check in. Ask yourself, would I still choose this hobby today? If the answer is no, let those supplies move on. Someone else might be in the exact season where they'd love to use them. By releasing those old projects, you're not giving up. You're giving yourself permission to grow. These are the 10 things I've slowly let go of, not all at once, but little by little, to make each corner of my home feel a bit lighter, a bit more livable. If you've been looking for a way to spend less time cleaning and more time just being in your space without that constant feeling of something's off, try just one of these. If even one shift helps you breathe a little easier, that's already enough. I also have a video where we go step by step through decluttering each area of your home. That's a great one to watch next if you're ready to keep going. And if this video was helpful to you, feel free to click like it lets me know you're here and that these small things are making a difference. And if you've ever looked at your home and thought, what if I just cleared everything and started from scratch? Then tomorrow's video is exactly where you'll want to be. I'm walking you through what it really looked like to declutter my entire homeroom by room decision by decision. No pressure, no perfection. Just the honest, messy, freeing process of letting go for real. You won't want to miss it. You won't want